Ally People Solutions sought to determine the impact of a more focused, person-centered approach. I am Richard Bentz and was contracted to do the evaluation. This synopsis is my attempt to capture the essence of what the data revealed. Please request a full report, or at least the executive summary, for details. We started with a big question. Does a person-centered approach make any difference? In a nutshell, in the words of a consumer, it's a lifesaver. It's really important to experience. It's amazing. Other comments from staff mentioned personal and professional transformations. The project engaged Twin Cities Rise to train core staff from Ally People Solutions in personal empowerment. The initiative then selected and trained facilitators from the Ally staff. The Ally staff facilitators, in turn, continued to train the remaining staff and consumers. There were 5 primary questions guiding the evaluation. First, what is the Ally person-centered approach? Interviews in January of 2015 revealed that person-centered approach is active discussion with consumers in the design and implementation of meeting their self-reliance and employment needs. Communication or perception was the emphasis. However, after the empowerment training, and in November of 2015, acting and finding what works dominated the definition. Now the person-centered approach is active involvement of consumers in the design and implementation. A shift went from talking to doing. Second question, can Ally staff bring about more positive results in employment and self-sufficiency by exercising interpersonal effectiveness, relationship building, and soft skills? Ally staff was somewhat optimistic. On a 10-point scale, staff rated the possibility of enhanced employment 5.25 and the possibility of enhanced self-sufficiency at 6.50. And they indicated that they were just getting started and that personal empowerment should be incorporated into the fabric of the program. Consumers were much more optimistic and enthusiastic. When asking for a rating on a 10-point scale, they said 25, 15, which accounts for the 10 plus in the enhanced score for self-sufficiency. Further, employers saw improved behaviors in the consumers and were highly optimistic about the potential of personal involvement. And that's why they both ranked 10. I see the confidence and comfort in them when I'm dealing with others. And, pointing to one of the consumers, she said, I need more people just like him. The third question asked, is Ally staff prepared to implement personal empowerment training? That is, how empowered is the Ally staff? First, we established the baseline. Personal empowerment is defined by 2 primary competencies: personal, which includes but is not limited to core values, self-regulation, self-image, and social competencies, which includes caregiving, communication, delayed gratification. These competencies can be measured by a survey, the ARPE, which uses different labels. However, it's measuring very similar concepts or competencies. When we talk about personal empowerment, personal competencies, core values, self-regulation, we're talking about authority. When we're talking about social competencies, we're talking about responsibility. In January of 2015, all of the Ally staff in the Personal Empowerment Train the Trainer program took the ARPE. Then, in November of 2015, they completed the ARPE again. The pretest results, graphed on the authority responsibility profile, are shown here. These are the post-test results. You can see the increase in authority, personal competencies, and concurrently an increase in responsibility, social competencies. The change in both scores are statistically significant. This is not chance. Ally staff is more empowered now than they were a year ago. Fourth question. Is Ally staff effective as they implement personal empowerment? A resounding yes. Just one example. A staff member was accosted by a consumer who grabbed her hair and began pulling and jerking. The two were separated. The accosted staff member was visibly shaken, agitated, and angry. As the incident was being relayed to a second staff member, the second staff member started to become angry and agitated. A third staff member who was observing calmly said, "What have we learned in personal empowerment training?" The first two members looked up in disbelief. The third member went on, "What are you feeling right now?" Silence. The third staff member then said, "Okay, can we proceed in our power mode?" Issue contained. Ally staff experiencing empowerment techniques in real time, in real life, at an important juncture. Consumers who have just learned a new technique love to practice the newly learned skill, and they use the skill on themselves and on others. Okay, one more story. A consumer, a young man, had experienced a lifetime of discontent with his brothers and sisters. They did not understand him or his disabilities, and he did not understand them. Given his introverted preference and hesitant approach, he avoided any confrontation or disclosure of his feelings. He was suffering in silence. His 28th birthday was coming up. He was about halfway through the empowerment training, and on his birthday, the entire family was present. He stood up and told each one of his brothers and sisters that he loved them. His father beamed with pride. Family relations are much better now. In the interview, he told me that he went from a child to a man in just a few months. Last question. Is personal empowerment efficacious when working with consumers with disabilities? Yes. It would be a mistake to screen people out. You never know what someone retains. And from the previous story, you never know how personal empowerment will be enacted. In conclusion, when you think of yourself and others as capable people, amazing things happen.